Your discomfort is your superpower in today's convenience-dominated world. When we're done together, you're going to walk away with clearly understanding what I mean when I say that discomfort is your superpower. Why it's so critical in today's modern world. Who should care about seeking discomfort, where it shows up in your life, and what to do about it. Before we dive into these 5 key themes, I want to welcome you back to this series, The Luxury of Discipline, where you start to understand and feel why discipline gets to be yummy. Discipline is devotion to yourself. Discipline is a luxury because no matter the materialistic wealth you achieve in the world and items you fill your life with, the one thing that nobody can ever take away, and the one thing that will continue to unlock the next levels in life, whether that be levels in yourself or levels outside of you, is your discipline and your devotion to yourself. And that's why it's a luxury, because not everyone gets to have it. Only those who cultivate it and curate it within themselves get to experience the luxury that is discipline. With that, let's find out, what do I mean when I say that sitting in discomfort is a superpower? To explain this, I want to remind you of the movie WALL-E, W-A-L-L-E. It came out in 2008, and it's about a little robot in a futuristic society. What I want to hone in on is how the humans are portrayed in that movie. The humans in this futuristic society are portrayed as passive, sedentary human beings who live lives dominated by convenience through automated technology. To paint a visual, in case you haven't seen it or don't remember the film, the humans glide around in these automated chairs that have screens attached to them. When they eat, robots feed them the food. They don't even lift a finger to eat. In fact, the screens they use to socialize amongst themselves and talk amongst themselves. They don't interact face to face unless a screen is in front of them. And the ultimate theme pointed out in this movie is what happens when we remove friction, we remove agency, our autonomy over ourselves and our lives. And I know this movie was portraying a futuristic society, but if you ask me, it doesn't look too far off from today's world. We have apps that we can order food at the click of a button, or I should say at the tap of a finger. We have screens in front of us. In fact, we all know that a lot of us are guilty of having 2 screens, meaning you're holding your phone and maybe on social media or replying to text messages while watching TV or a movie. So you're having not 1, but 2 screens in front of you. We have quick accessibility to transportation, to convenience in all forms, whether it's groceries, whether it's dating. It is all at the tap of a finger. And as much as I love convenience and automation and definitely love living in 2025, I also value agency. And I also value finding out how to unlock superpowers within myself. And discomfort, seeking discomfort, is one of the clearest ways to do just that. We have an addiction. We have an addiction to distract ourselves when we feel uncomfortable. And feeling uncomfortable can mean a variety of things. Maybe it's feeling anxious. Maybe it's feeling overwhelmed. Maybe it's feeling depressed or sad or frustrated or heated, or you name it, whatever makes you feel uncomfortable, to which then leads you to distract yourself. Maybe you distract yourself by going to the fridge or the cupboard and grabbing a snack. Maybe it's a salty snack, maybe it's a sweet snack, maybe it's a drink. Maybe you distract yourself by picking up your phone and going on social media or texting someone, or it could be sitting down on the sofa, turning on TV and just binge watching movies or a TV series. Whatever it is that you're doing to distract yourself when you feel uncomfortable is problematic. Because as soon as you do that, you're giving up your attention. And your attention is your most value and luxurious and expensive thing that you have. Which leads me to point number 2. Who should care? Who should want to tap into this superpower? I'll tell you exactly who. If you are someone who wants the most out of your life and yourself, you should care. If you are someone building something, a business, a creative project, something that inspires you, you should care. If you are someone who wants to do well at your job, at school, as a parent, you should care. If you are a go-getter, if you are someone who likes to function at the level of excellence, or at least hopes to get there, you should care. And when I say that your attention is the most expensive thing you have, I would like to give you an example. That is something I'm currently practicing. I observed that I distract myself when working on a task that is challenging. For example, at work, maybe I'm working on a task that I know is taking a long time or is challenging my skill level. In those moments, I'll start to feel anxious and almost want to shake out of my skin because I'm just feeling uncomfortable and I just want to break and I just want to stop. So I found that I would think, oh, let me write that item on my shopping list to pick up at the supermarket after work. Oh, let me reply to that text message I haven't got to yet. Oh, let me check my Slack messages and see if any of my coworkers need something from me. Oh, let me walk to the kitchen and go get a drink and then maybe say hi to someone in the office. Let me maybe go on social media. Whatever it is, I'm feeling uncomfortable in the task, and instead of just sitting with it and staying with the task and completing the task, as I said, out to do, I would distract myself. And so that's what I'm working on. And if you want another example, there's a past version of myself about 3 years ago who would definitely distract herself with food. I would distract myself with healthier options, but it was still distracting myself with food. This need to eat to feel happy and joyful and ultimately mask a sense of discomfort that I was feeling. Maybe it was overwhelmed with how many things I had to do on my to-do list. Maybe it was just low energy, feeling tired, whatever uncomfortable feeling I was feeling, I would distract myself by going and seeking something to eat or drink. But I know that if I want to continue to level up in life, and if I want to value my asset, which is my attention, then I cannot give in to the addiction to distract myself. So in practicing sitting with the uncomfortable task at work, it is allowing me to work and strengthen my muscle of deep focus and deep work. So with that, I would ask point number 4. Where does it show up for you? How are you distracting yourself in order to avoid discomfort? And remind yourself of those sayings you have to go through to get through. You have to feel it to heal it. You have to go through the valley to see the vision. Whatever one of those 3 you resonate with most, hold it to your heart today. Really repeat it and remind yourself that this is the price you have to pay in order to get to where you know you want to go. And even if you don't know where you want to go, but you know that you don't want to be where you are today, that's enough. And I don't know who told you, and I don't know who told me, for that matter, that life is supposed to feel easy and comfortable all the time. Because it's not, especially if you want an elite life. And that leads me to the last point, number 5. I have an exercise for you called the Catch Yourself exercise. N-E-N. Nen. N-E-N. Nen. Notice, expose, note. Notice, expose, note. N-E-N. Here's what you're going to do. You're going to notice when you're feeling uncomfortable. That's how you're catching yourself. You're noticing it. You're feeling uncomfortable. Notice. And name. Notice, I'm feeling the urge to ... I am feeling the urge to grab my phone. I am feeling the urge to grab some chocolate. I am feeling the urge to text someone. I am feeling the urge to, you fill in the blank. Expose yourself. Set a 1-minute timer, more if needed, 1-minute timer to just sit and do nothing. If you want to distract yourself by picking up your phone, set a 1-minute timer. You can physically set a timer, or you could just sit there feeling uncomfortable. And I swear, it is very uncomfortable. I have had moments where it's boiling up inside of me and I just want to move and do something and distract myself, but I just sit with it. And I remind myself of the woman that I am capable of being, that I want to be, and how she would respond to the urge of distraction is not getting distracted. Because she knows what to value and she knows her attention is an asset. And she protects it. So you've exposed yourself for 1 minute, and then you're going to continue whatever you were doing, whatever the committed action was. Maybe the committed action was the task at hand. Maybe the committed action was acting in accordance with your goals, which might be not eating, which might be going to the gym, might be not texting a person, whatever it is that you set yourself out to do. Just stay with what you were doing before you had the urge to distract yourself. So that's expose. And the last thing is note. So if you don't capture the lesson, will slow down your growth. What I do is I have a notes app on my phone dedicated month to month to my lessons and realizations, my wins, what I want more of, what I want less of. So I write down the date and I write down what happened. I actually voice to text it because that's way faster and less distracting. I voice to text it, put it down, and get on with what I was doing. Or if I'm walking, like let's say I was on my way to the gym and had a distracting thought, I keep on my way to the gym and just note down the lesson, voice to text, because once again, much faster. That's the strategy. You're going to catch yourself through the N-E-N, NEN technique. Notice, expose, note. I do have a bonus tip for you, which is to add friction back into your life. Because remember, a life in which is frictionless, and we remove friction, removes agency, removes meaning. So add friction back into your life. What do I mean by this? It's very simple. If you get distracted by your phone and the urge to pick up your phone when working on a task, put it in a different room, put it in your backpack, put it in a drawer. Add friction, meaning you have to get up and walk to get your phone. Add friction, you have to open the drawer, get into your backpack. If you typically snack on the food that sits on your desk, maybe it's chocolates or chips, don't have those on your desk. Because if they're on your desk, that's very low friction. You can just grab and go. But if you have to walk to the kitchen to get them, walk to the fridge to get them, that's adding friction because there's friction in the sense that you have to walk to go get it. Whatever it is and however you distract yourself, just add friction back. I mean, you can still enjoy yourself. You can still have your treats. You can still have time on your phone. Whatever it is, you can still do the things you want to do. But just be careful when you've set out to do one thing and then your addiction to distraction kicks in and you start down the path of giving into that distraction. That's the subtle difference. We covered what it means in today's modern world to use discomfort as a superpower. We covered why it's so important now more than ever. We covered who should care, where it shows up in your life, and what to do about it. And if any of those parts are still confusing, go ahead and replay those different sections. And most importantly, let's have a conversation. This is ultimately a note swapping between us. And that's exactly what I want, because when we support each other and when we share ideas and brainstorm and uplift each other, that's how we find our edge much, much faster. And that's how we continue to uplift ourselves, but also those around us, be elite badasses.